Hey guys and gals, I do apologize. It's been a while since I've done a video. I just haven't really had that creative spark, and I just haven't been in the mood to do a video. I thought what better way to do a comeback of sorts would be to do a review for Lightfall for Destiny 2. As you guys know that I'm a pretty big Destiny player. Not really so much over the last year and a half, but I've been playing the DLC. I played through it, beat it, gave it a week to do as much as I could, did a daily reset yesterday, and I haven't touched it today, and I'm probably not going to touch it for the next couple of weeks. This DLC is not worth it. I do not recommend it. If you are a massive Destiny fan, get it just because I paid $100 for this DLC. And that was really stupid of me because I paid all that money last year for the Witch Queen, and I didn't even make it to the max rank or complete all of the seasonal content that was on offer last year. Yes, it's my fault, but also the seasonal content was lackluster in my opinion, and I was playing another game. If you can't tell what that is, it's Escape from Tarkov. I was enjoying that a lot more. I've been playing Sons of the Forest, Escape from Tarkov, Blood West, and a few other games that are pretty much holding my attention right now. And I have no intention of playing this DLC because it's lackluster. Let's start with the story first of all. What little you can understand of the story. What is the Veil? Why is it so important? Why do I need to care about the Veil? What does the Veil do? What is the Veil? That is my question the entire story. I tried to keep up with it. I don't care about the Witness. He doesn't scare me. He doesn't worry me because I know we're going to win regardless. Callus. How many times have we fought Callus? Osiris. I don't care about Osiris. He's a douchebag in this DLC. He's always had a bit of a dick-like attitude about him, and he's even more so one in this DLC. Rohan. Don't care about him. I don't care. There are going to be spoilers in here, by the way, so just a heads up. I do not care that, spoiler, Rohan died. I don't care. Nimbus. Way too much like a Borderlands 3 character for my liking. It seems like he was crammed here to try to be the Cade style of comedic relief. Whenever he cracks jokes, I'll crack a joke at a funeral. He cracks jokes just to crack jokes. He's a Marvel character mixed with a Borderlands character. He's like that one little, the little siren girl. I think her name was Ava, I think. It's been a minute since I played Borderlands 3. Basically her. An annoying little pissant that I have to deal with to complete the story. I skipped most of his dialogue whenever it came to like actually having to speak to him at a vendor, but I didn't skip the cutscenes, so I was stuck listening to his horrible dialogue. I have no ill will against the voice actor, but they way overwrote your character. Like, sorry, it's bad. The location itself, Neomuna. It's such a cool concept, a cityscape for us to explore, but if you actually get into it, it's really not all that cool. It's literally just like, if you've played Borderlands 2, you've played this very location. There's that one, it's near the end game for Borderlands 2. It's been a hot minute since I've played through that as well. It's this one area where Handsome Jack is, where there's all these loaders everywhere, and it's like a city. It's basically that. It even has the same design, just with slightly more neon for Destiny 2. I don't like this location. It's bland. It's empty, for one. I find so many empty patrol zones, it's ridiculous. And that's when I can actually enjoy the patrol zones without being shot by a Scion on a whatever that little vehicle is. I forgot the name of it. Or being shot by a Thresher from half a mile away who one-taps me because my frames are too high on PC. Which, I don't understand that. That frame rate bug happened 2 years ago, and it came back. It came back. Really, that's great. More on the story. I was bored the entire time because the entire story is literally just one giant tutorial for Strand. Whenever Beyond Light came out, and whenever the Witch Queen came out, The Witch Queen story was amazing. I even called it that in my review of it. It was a masterpiece. It was a great story, well written. I enjoyed it. I was invested. I was here for it. With Beyond Light, they had some slight little things. Hey, this is a stasis thing. Go use it over there if you want to. Feel free. With this, it locks you into using Strand, a subclass that is fun to use, but you get to go absolute just ape with it because it has super fast regeneration on its abilities, and it's really fun to use for the situation you're in. And then it takes it away. There's one instance where you literally pick it up, you run 50 feet, you unlock a door, and it takes it away from you. You hold that Strand subclass for less than 15 seconds. And it takes it away. And it does it again 3 minutes later in the next room. Oh, well, try bypassing it using Strand to open the door. It has a tear through the through the strings of reality or whatever it was. It's cool, but when it's like you give me a very nice shiny new toy, and you're like, oh, you enjoyed this, huh? And then you take it away from me. You basically are piecemealing and sampling out this subclass, and you're forced to beat a very lackluster story to get it. I beat the story. I haven't touched Strand since. I'm still using my Arcstrider build because it's better. This subclass, I understand that they didn't want to go like Beyond Light and have a subclass coming out absolutely busted. But when it comes to this, it feels off. And having to grind so freaking much to unlock the actual aspects and fragments for this subclass, it feels bad, man. It really does. I already hated the grind in Destiny enough because I didn't get anything out of it. Yet I hate it even more now because I'm forced to do this to enjoy my subclass. Why can't you just give us a subclass and say, hey, have at it, go have fun. You want to customize your subclass? Feel free. Enjoy it. But they can't do that because it doesn't look good to their investors. Oh, man, their playtime was awfully low this year. What's up with that? Should we really still be investing in your company? You can't maintain players. You're not keeping the bucks rolling in, man. It's the only thing Bungie cares about. If you look at more of the content as well, you'll see what I mean about that. They want to artificially extend grind. Look at how weapon crafting happened. Look at how transmog used to happen. And then they made you pay for it. But on the story, I don't care about Kyle. I don't care about Callus. I don't care about the Witness. I don't care about any of these characters because for one, I've seen them before. So they're basically, their excitement factor for me has long since passed. And I don't care if they live or die. Because in the end, it doesn't. Every character in this game, it's like Game of Thrones. Every character will be replaceable eventually. Oh my god, I love this character. Oh, he died. Oh, look over there. There's another cool character. You will find someone else to enjoy. So I don't care about these characters. Cade died. And I know it's sacrilege to say, but Cade died. I started liking Crow because he's a hunter and he's supposed to be his replacement. Everyone thought it was going to be Shalhan, but, when was the last time you even heard his name or even went to visit him? Like, he's just there. Story-wise, though, it's just, I can't stop saying that enough. It's so lackluster. The final boss fight with Callus, I cheesed it. I basically stood there and shot him with Gallarhorn, picked up to break his shield and stuff like that. That didn't work, so I picked up I think it's called a Taipan FR4. It's my linear fusion rifle. I shot him down, got him to second phase, jumped out of the arena. There's a pipe you can hide underneath and shoot through a staircase, and I basically stood down there and shot him so I couldn't be booped off the edge. I cheesed that boss fight in less than 5 minutes, and I didn't care. All they did was they basically gave him a giant minigun, and then his second phase is literally just him being a gladiator style Cabal. That's all it is. It's lazy. We fought him before. I don't want to fight him again. He was a year 1 raid. I don't care to fight him again. I'm glad that he's gone, and I guarantee you he comes back, because if there's one thing about Destiny, reduce, reuse, recycle. We will reduce the amount of characters or content. We will reuse it as much as we possibly can, and then we will recycle it over and over and over again as this perpetual cycle that is Destiny carries on. That's basically it for eternity when it comes to Destiny. After you beat the story, a couple things open up. You're actually able to finally be high enough level to play something as basic as a strike or nightfall, or even run around the patrol zone. Let's talk about that patrol zone, Neomuna. When I'm not getting one-tapped by Threshers or one-shot by Scions or hit by a random Scion sniper that is just half a mile that direction, peering at me through some porthole on the side of a building, I'm running around on a very empty area that has no right being this bad. Whenever you put the base light level for a patrol zone, the most basic zone where everyone's supposed to be able to run around, chill, be casual, and just have a fun time stomping on enemies and just testing out weapons, when you put it at the same light level that you want us to be at to do nightfalls, that's embarrassing. As soon as you drop on Neomuna, you can be one-tapped by anything. Just outright. I don't remember that happening with the Witch Queen or Beyond Light or the previous DLCs before that. I don't... How do you... Why did you do this? It's unnecessary. They heard the community wanted harder. They wanted harder for in-game content, not the whole freaking game. Yet again, Bungie just not knowing how to properly read what or rather interpret what their players are saying, when they're clearly saying, we want harder in-game. Make Grandmaster and Masters hard enough. No one wanted strikes, or nightmare hunts, or dares, or just strikes in general to be harder, because they were the perfect difficulty. There's supposed to be activities in this game where you can just sort of just kick back, loosen your belt, explode, just have a good time, and just stomp on some enemies and just gain some progress. But no, they went and did a sweeping change, and Bungie did the typical Bungie thing where they don't actually tune difficulty. Bungie's version of difficulty is, as I always say, they don't understand the difference between difficult and tedious. They basically just slap a couple extra zeros on a particular enemy faction's health bar and just call it good. Why is it taking me an entire clip of an auto rifle to kill a red bar? Why does it take me 4 headshots from a hand cannon to kill a red bar? Why is it a basic public event boss takes me 2 supers, 9 Yallarhorn rockets, and an entire fire team to take it down? I used to solo those things. You made it way too difficult. I don't mind something being hard, but when it is base level content that is tedious, I don't enjoy it. I shouldn't feel like I'm in a nightfall whenever I'm playing a strike. It's not fun, it's not enjoyable, and it pushes me away. I want content where I can just kick back, put on some Netflix on the side, and just have a good time. But you can't allow that because you want players to be invested. You want stuff to take time, to drag time out of your players. You don't respect our time. You don't respect us. And speaking of that, let's talk about that accommodation system real quick. Do you know how many times I've seen LFG posts for, hey, we're farming accommodations, hop on in. And what are they doing? They're just resetting the Shiro Chi checkpoint. Or they're basically just glitching something in the game. The accommodation system should not be tied to progress. It should just be there as just a random feature. Hey, I like this guy. He helped me out. He revived me. I give him a thumbs up. He was helpful. But no, you tie it to seasonal progression and having to have thousands of accommodations, thousands of ratings to actually progress. Out of spite, I'm just not using that system to begin with. It's pointless. It's not needed. Speaking of more accommodation stuff, I saw this earlier and I was reading up on it. The seasonal reset system for your character, like your seasonal accommodations, I forgot what it is. It's like your journey, as they're calling it, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I think it goes from base rank 1 to 6, and then it's like from 6 to 10 or something like that, or 12, whatever it is. you have to, it's your seasonal challenges, essentially. That's all it is. It's seasonal challenges. Call it what it is. It's seasonal challenges. You complete those, and then it resets every single season. The whole point of your accommodation journey is to show you know your stuff when it comes to Destiny. I've been through this journey. I've seen it. I've done it. Hey, I beat the entire Lightfall seasonal story. I've got it right there. It's proof. I did it. I did this challenge. I did all these Nightfalls. I did this in under 2.5 minutes. I was great. I did this. And then it goes away at the end of the season to encourage you to grind again. I have yet to see a single person mention liking this system, let alone wanting to grind it. It's pointless. It's just there to be there. It's change for the sake of change. Call it what it is. It's seasonal challenges. That's all it is. And is it just me, or does XP feel a little throttled this season? Because I'm leveling up. I finished a story and I was season pass rank, I think like 11 or 12. When it came to the Witch Queen, I was like 30 plus when I finished the story. I was on up there, but it feels like it was slowed down this season. Let's talk a little more about the actual base level systems they changed. They changed the way that weapon mods work now. Well, not weapon mods, excuse me. Way that armor mods work, and the only viable build in the game is a charge with light build, or armor charge, as they like to call it now. You basically ruined a system that wasn't perfect to begin with. You somehow made it worse. And at the same time, you trashed a build that I had taken 2 years to actually get the way that I wanted, with the armor stats that I wanted and a playstyle that I wanted. This is yet another way of Bungie lying to the player base. We want you to play your way. Yet if we try to play our way, it's no. It's too good. You can't have fun. You can't beat it fast. I don't understand why you made changes to make, well, you made change for the sake of change, just to have something different for your DLC. Speaking of, like I said earlier, this review is going to be all over the place. The strike playlist. I hate running strikes. I hate when a strike takes more than like 10 to 12 minutes. It's supposed to be quick. I'm looking at you, that one in the Dreaming City, the Corrupted, where it takes 25, 30 minutes to get in and out of that strike. It's embarrassingly long. They basically said, oh, hey, shoot, man, our strikes aren't long enough. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take 2 of the shortest and most fun strikes in the playlist and ruin them. You ruined Lake of Shadows. They ripped a payload escort out of the Witch Queen's patrol area and threw it into here just to slow down progress and make the strike longer. And I don't know if it's just a bug, but I can't use my Sparrow in this strike. And I know they said they made it less Sparrow friendly, so I'm assuming it's a feature. The Arms Dealer used to be a really fun, fast strike. It was one of my favorite strikes in the game. I really enjoyed it. And they ruined it by adding these extra objectives for absolutely no reason other than to extend how long the strike takes. And then on top of this, you go and you dump an activity in the playlist, Battlegrounds, that no one likes to play. And speaking of which, the Battlegrounds are the weekly Nightfall right now on Mars. And it's pure hell. It sucks because it's way overtuned. It's way too hard even for a normal Nightfall. So they basically just dump Battlegrounds in here. And if I land on the Battlegrounds in the strike playlist, I'm backing out. Because it sucks. They're trash. It's content that should have been left in the past. And every season, oh, we're adding a new one. We're adding a new one. No one likes Battlegrounds. No one enjoys playing this playlist. I've been going for 20 minutes. I've got to hydrate. Sorry, guys. I don't get it. And on speaking of Nightfall's difficulty, like I said earlier, they removed the actual, I think it was hero base level difficulty for Nightfalls, and instead they just left Legend. I get that not a lot of people played on hero, but Legend was already hard enough, and you went and bumped the difficulty of Legend up to make it balanced out, and then you made Master or whatever, I think it's Master's above that, slightly harder, just to add and just mess with difficulty for no reason. Why? Why did you choose to change something that didn't need to be changed? I'm going to talk about Crucible now, and what a nice little just bag of snakes that is. We've gotten one new Crucible map. One Crucible map this DLC. One. We got one new strike. We have 0 new Gambit maps. I used to love playing Crucible, especially in Destiny 1. I was very good at Crucible in Destiny 1. I was in the top 0.01 and 0.5% for the entire player base in Destiny 1. I was very good at Crucible. When Destiny 2 came around, they started tweaking things and making it less fun and more skill-based matchmaking and having worse maps and having less content to drive me to play the playlist. And now you have a Crucible that is like 70% abilities and 30% gunfights. The entire playlist is still sidearms, pulse rifles, hand cannons, and shotguns. There's no need to use anything else. If you use something else, you're basically putting yourself at a disadvantage. How hard is it to make content for PvP? It's a third of your player base. Is it really that difficult? Is it asking a lot? Because we got one brand new to the actual base game map, Disjunction, last year with the Witch Queen, excuse me. And it's one of the worst maps in the game. It was just thrown in just to be thrown in. It's garbage. Almost every time it pops up in the playlist, you literally see it bleed players. They leave. It's a trash map. It's only good on that one mode, Rift, and even then, it's not great in Rift because it plays like garbage. It's too big, and it's annoying to play on. It's bad. Gambit. Let's talk about my Gambit homies. What few of you there are. How's that looking for you? New Gambit map, new playlist update. It's been left by the wayside, ain't it? Ain't really touched it. I'll admit I haven't played Gambit in over a year because there's nothing to incentivize me playing it. Wow, you get maybe one new playlist weapon if you're lucky, and it's usually a reskin of a shotgun or SMG you've already had. That's it. You get nothing new. Gambit, the thing with Gambit 2 is it's hard to sort of determine Gambit's audience. Is it PvP? Is it PvE? Do I go into this game mode built for PvP because I have to take on another player? Do I go in here built for PvE because Gambit was really cool when it came out? It's gone now. It's a dead mode. It's no longer fun. It's not enjoyable. Just get rid of it, please. Or either actually do something with it that will actually make sense. This DLC is not stacking up pretty good, huh? This DLC for me, it's a solid 6. I'll give it a 6. I'm not gonna do the IGN and give it a 5 out of 10 because I don't trust game journalists at all. This DLC is a 6. It is easily a 6. I haven't touched the raid yet. I'm probably not gonna touch the raid. I can count on both hands how many times I've cleared raids in Destiny 2's history, period. Actually, I think I've cleared a total of 13 raids in Destiny 2. And most of those were the Leviathan raid. I can't be bothered because they're not DPS based anymore. They're all mechanic based, and I can't be bothered to spend 3 days learning mechanics for an activity that is just not going to fulfill me in any sense of the word. There's just nothing to drive me to play this game anymore. Whenever I play, and I hate to bring it up because it's a totally different style of game, when I play Tarkov, I'm constantly striving to get better. I go into a raid, I get a couple kills, I make it out, I get someone's kit, I use that kit to make myself money to gain progress. Next wipe, when it comes out, I'll be even better, and I'll be leveling up faster and completing stuff faster, and I'll have more knowledge With Destiny, it's literally handgun and shoot. That's basically all it is now. And you somehow screw that up. Destiny has the potential to be a perfect game, yet it somehow is just tweaked just to be tweaked. I always say that yet again. That's my favorite phrase to say in these videos. Bungie does not understand the difference between difficult and tedious. They make their games so frustratingly difficult or just so tedious on one end that it drives you away. There's nothing rewarding here. Bring back strike-specific loot. You'll find me farming that playlist every day. Bring back actual good Crucible loot. You'll find me farming it every day. Now the entire seasonal model or just base game model is bleeding into the base game, is leveling up a seasonal bar on the vendors. You want to unlock these rewards? Get this progress bar leveled up. Yeah, we'll throw you an Engram. We'll throw you a crappy Crucible sword this time. Oh, your new seasonal weapon has a sword. Yeah. Oh, those new seasonal weapons we added with the DLC. Yeah, we added a sword. Yeah, we added an SMG that we've been using since Warmind. Yeah, we added a reskin of a weapon model. They brought back the Battle Scar. That was year 1. That was a faction rally. Year 1 weapon. I still have my year 1 Battle Scar. I always keep at least between 3 and 4 weapons from each season of Destiny and from each major expansion or each major event if I can get them. I still have it. Why did you bring that back? It was already trashed to begin with years ago, and it's just as bad now. It's lazy. It's because they have nothing else to use. I do not recommend this DLC. It is a 6 out of 10 in my personal opinion. Who knows? The seasonal story could get better. It could be just absolutely mind-blowing. But as it sits as a base $50 price tag, when the original DLCs before this were $40 and then $30, it's embarrassing. This feels like a season's worth of content crammed in a $50 price tag and shoved out the door at us. I heard as well that this was actually supposed to be part of the actual Final Shape expansion that they just carved off. And it seems like that. This DLC seems lazy and rushed and thrown together and just one too many Strand training montage moments between me and Osiris. I am glad, I'll say that on the story, I get to hear my Guardian's voice because he's got a very deep voice, and I know that I don't. He's got a couple more levels of bass on his voice, and it's just nice being able to hear my Guardian actually speak and have a thought on something. It's interesting, but the actual story, I don't care. It's lackluster. But what did you guys think of this DLC, though? It's 6 out of 10 for me, and that review score is probably not budging. I've done everything there is to do up until now. Did my weekly story mission, did my Nightfalls, did all my pinnacles, all of my stuff. I have no need to touch this DLC right now. I'm done with it. I have as high of light as I can possibly go. I've hit the cap. There's no reason for me to play this. I can rest until next season whenever I spend a week and a half cramming the entire season's worth of story into 4 days. But that's it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this, a like and a sub is always appreciated. If you're a returning viewer of mine and you've been sticking around for a while, thank you very much. It means a lot. If you did make it to the end of the video and you like this content, like and a sub is always appreciated. But that's it for now, guys. Stay away from this DLC unless you can find it on sale in about 3 months. Other than that, have a great day. Peace.